my channel. I'm Steph, and today what I wanted to talk to everyone about are my top 10 travel essentials that I always bring with me when trying to survive a really long flight. So I've been on some pretty long flights, whether it's to Europe or all the way across the world to the Maldives. That's probably the longest that I've been on a plane. I was super comfortable on that flight because it was my honeymoon and we did fly first class, so there was a lot of things on that flight that made me very comfortable. If you're someone like me and you have flying anxiety and sometimes you can't always be, like medicated to survive the flight, these things are what I bring with me to try and relax my mind and let the time pass so that you're not sitting there bored wondering like, oh my god, how many more hours left, and you put the map up on the screen that's in front of you and you're just like watching, waiting for that little plane to get closer and closer. If you're interested in knowing my top 10 travel essentials for a long flight, then please keep watching. Okay, let's get right into it. But the first thing that I always like to bring with me when going on a flight is some sort of facial spray. I also like to bring this whenever I'm going somewhere tropical because my skin always gets irritated. Just like between stressing, the pressure of the plane and everything, I always like to keep my skin as hydrated as possible. I usually spray it wherever I feel dry on my body. I always bring some sort of facial water, facial spray, and I'll just spray my face periodically. That helps me not feel irritated or like, oh my god, like my skin is like about to fall off. That brings me to like my next thing, which is I like to bring a bunch of sheet masks. I like to turn it into like a little spa treatment while I'm in the air going to my vacation. Whether from Sephora or you can get them at Target. I bring a bunch of those and I'll just sit back, close my eyes, listen to some music, leave that on my face, and it makes me feel so much better and refreshed. And you leave it on for a good 10, 20, you can leave it on for 30 minutes. Like the essential oils that are in it are definitely just like set the mood. It just keeps you nice and calm for your flight. So I can walk off the plane and feel super refreshed. The third thing that I like to bring with me when I'm going on a long flight is my Kindle. Alright, let me be honest. I don't typically read books on the reg. Like, I would love to. I just don't have the time or the patience to sit down. I haven't been able to work that into my schedule as of yet. In the summer, I definitely have more time to read. It helps me be relaxed. It helps me fall asleep at night. I have books on there that I'm in the middle of, or books that I try and like download while I'm in the airport. While you're doing your face mask, you can go ahead and read something. I 100% need with me when I'm traveling, especially on a long flight. And it's something that I really want to do that I never have time to do, so I like look forward to it. The fourth thing that I recommend to you guys for a long flight is downloading the Comm App. I don't know if you guys have heard about the Comm App. I feel like a few years ago I was hearing about it everywhere, like the celebrities kept like promoting it. This app helps me so much. There's different meditations on there. There's ones for specifically flying anxiety. I always listen to it when I'm taking off and when I'm landing. I have books read by celebrities with like really cool voices, like Matthew McConaughey reading you a book, or like Harry Styles. They help keep my mind off the fact that I'm a million feet in the air and nowhere near the ground. So I highly recommend that, especially because of the guided meditations for flying, and there's a ton of really cool things on there. I'm gonna check right now. It has a lot of free features, but at the same time, if you pay for it, it opens up to obviously so much more. So this is what it looks like. There's the daily calm, they move, there's meditation, sleep, there's just soundscapes. You could listen to white noise, pink noise for work, deep breath. There's even a kids section. Look, this one is for calming flight anxiety, and there's all different like timings on there. So this has definitely been a saving grace of mine. Like a huge essential, and definitely need it no matter what. I do pay for the premium. I use it as often as possible. I actually have notifications set that pops up that says take a minute to see how your day is going, or you know, just to do some mindfulness. I'm really into mindfulness, and I feel like it really does help you just like reset your mind, because sometimes you can get so carried away with your thoughts and not even realize you're getting carried away with them. This is in no way, shape, or form sponsored by that app, and I'm sure there's a million other meditation apps out there, but a meditation app, or specifically the Comm app, is 100% the way to go when you're on a long flight and if you have flight anxiety. So the next thing that I would recommend seems a little bit obvious and silly. You never know, you could forget this, especially if you're on a long flight. Headphones. Buy those AirPods, get a good set of headphones, especially noise canceling ones. Like, I think the Beats headphones are also noise canceling. I think they made AirPods now that are also noise canceling. Just shut everything out. Shut it all out and focus on you and whatever it is that you're doing. Pretend that you are by yourself and there's not a bunch of strangers sitting around you. Help create that safe space for yourself. Once you are calm, your flight will just like feel like nothing, and you'll get to your destination safely and you'll be in a good mood when you get there. So another thing that I would recommend if you're going to be on a long flight is to get yourself a neck pillow. Again, this might seem kind of obvious, but sometimes on those like really short flights, or if you're someone who's like, oh, I have to stay awake the whole time, I hear you, because I'm also one of those people, but I still like to bring a neck pillow with me because I don't want to hold my head up. And those little seat recliner things, they don't recline back enough. It's nice to just have something to just lay your head down, even if you're not going to conk out at all. And bring a blanket too, because you never know if I never know if the plane's gonna be cold or hot. I don't know, ever. So I always make sure I have a blanket with me. Like one of those really small ones that you can just like fold up. They actually have, I think, like it comes in like a little zipper thing, and there's like a blanket inside, and then you can fold it up and put it back in, and you just attach it to like your carry-on. Check those out on Amazon. I'll try and find a link and link it below, which then brings me into my next one, which is comfy socks. Now, I don't just mean socks. You should always be wearing socks on the plane, because if you're walking through security and you're putting your bare feet on that floor, I'm judging you a little bit. I'm judging you a little bit, because that floor is nasty. So I always wear sneakers of some sort or slides, and I always have socks on. But when I get on the plane, I put different socks. I put those really comfy fuzzy socks on, because that helps me feel comfortable. Like I'm wearing slippers, and helps make me feel all cozy and nice. The 8th thing that I recommend for a long flight is bringing a sleep mask. I get into my seat, I take everything out. I take out my sleep mask and I just wear it like a headband, like right around here. You just feel like you don't have 3 million people around you that might also make you anxious. So you put those headphones on, you got your neck pillow, you have your blanket, your cozy socks on, and put that sleep mask on, even if you're not sleeping. Just listen to music, listen to your favorite episodes of like, because I know we all binge watch the same few shows over and over again. Put The Office on, Schitt's Creek, Friends. It's gonna comfort you. Put that sleep mask on and just give yourself some time to be alone and away from everything. Don't be constantly watching, you know, the little plane going from one destination to the other destination. It's definitely gonna help you get through the flight and make it go by so much faster. The next thing that I recommend is paying for the Wi-Fi. Especially if you're like me with flight anxiety. I just feel like if something happens, I'm not trying to make anyone else's anxiety worse, but in case something happens, I have the ability to get in touch with like my family and let them know what's happening and speak to them. That really calms me, and also to get through the whole flight. Know how many times I scroll on TikTok for like an hour and I don't even know that time passed? It's scrolling through social media, texting with friends. That's really what's going to have the time pass by so much faster. And it also just helps you feel like your daily routine of being on your phone hasn't changed at all. The Wi-Fi, I know it's so overpriced and really expensive, but you're paying for peace of mind. And that's why I always like to pay for the Wi-Fi whenever I go on a flight. And the last thing that I recommend for a really long flight is gum. Again, this sounds so silly and so obvious, but gum is going to help you calm your nerves. It's going to help you with your ears popping when the plane pressurizes and depressurizes, unpressurizes, I don't know. I'm getting tongue-tied. When you're taking off and you're landing, it's a trick that my mom taught me, was that always chew gum and take baby aspirin. That's another thing to help when the plane pressurizes. I'm gonna put those in together. Those things are definitely going to help you with your anxiety and surviving a super long flight. Alright guys, those are my top 10 tips for travel essentials when you're going on a long flight, and I guess also to calm your flight anxiety. If you like this video, please let me know below. If you have any feedback, I'm always welcome to it. Follow me on social media, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye!